Many of us are living one-sided lives. What I mean by that is, uh, there's two parts to your life. There's a physical part, and then there's a spiritual part. It's like yin and yang, right? You need both parts for the best performance, right? Like, think of you as a machine or something. You need both parts for the best performance. Or in other words, to function properly, you need both parts. You need the physical and you need the spiritual. There's no way around that. Because your physical existence was created in a spiritual world. Everything that I'm looking at right now, this was created in the spiritual world, by the spiritual world. Our very lives, and not just our lives as human beings, but the lives of animals and insects and whatever, like the fish in the sea and, the millions and gazillions of different, forms of life other than just human beings. Plant life, all life comes from the same source. Doesn't matter what form that life is in. It all comes from the same source. And so as humans, what it seems to me that most of us do is place all of our focus on the physical life and this physical world. And when I say physical world, I'm referring to like city life, everything that goes along with that, like the schooling or the job, the career, the house, the car, like all of that. That's what I mean by physical world. I'm not referring to places like this, nature, right? So, but we give all of our energy, attention, and focus to the physical world, and the very source of our life, where it came from. The world our life came from, we completely ignore. And you may have seen, there's a meme that says, and I don't know who said this, but we are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And I think so many of us get so caught up in the humanity that we completely ignore the spirituality. And if you're doing that, then your life is out of balance. And your life is just gonna automatically be harder than it has to be. Automatically. Because you're out of balance. It would be the equivalent of, I don't know, just imagine driving a car with wheels on it that were out of balance. I don't know if anytime you buy tires, new or used tires, and you have them put on, they balance the tires, right? And by balancing the tires, that ensures a smooth ride. If your tires are unbalanced, then your ride is gonna be very wobbly, right? And the wobbliness will depend to the degree of, the tires are out of balance. If they're out of balance a little bit, a little wobbly; out of balance a lot of wobbly. It's the same with our lives. It's all about balance. Balance is necessary. Like, it's absolutely necessary in order for you to live your best life. You cannot live your best life living a life that's out of balance. Balance could also be, another word you could put in there would be harmony, right? You just got harmony in every area of your life, and balance is how you get that. It's through balance. And again, the balance is, you embrace this physical world to a degree, and you embrace the spiritual world to a degree. And the more you come into balance, the less you'll embrace this physical world, and the more you'll embrace the spiritual world. If you truly live a balanced life, right, and you're not neglecting the spiritual side, there's no way you could lose. There's no way you could lose. And you're going to you're going to have a more enjoyable life. You're going to have a much better quality of life. You're going to experience life in a different way. You're going to experience life in a way that most people can't. And when you're experiencing life in that way, it brings out that childlikeness in you that you used to have. You like tap into the kid in you, and you kind of become like a kid in a lot of ways again. It's just that playfulness and that lightness, and that carefreeness, and that passion and excitement over, things that other people will look at and not understand why you're so passionate or excited about whatever it is. Like, it could be like something. I'm not talking about material things. I'm not talking about a car or a house or a girl or a dude. I'm not talking about stuff like that. Or I'm talking about just things in nature. Whether it could be like a bird, or just basically for other forms of life. Recognizing that it's all the same life, or it's all the same life-giving energy. You just begin to, form new curiosities and appreciations for life. I'm not going to confine it to a certain form of life, like I was mentioning, insects or whatever. It could definitely be in other areas, like whatever. We're all different. It could be plants, or it could be whatever. My personal opinion on this, and based on my experience, it over time, if you continue to progress, then that appreciation and that excitement and that passion just kind of is felt for all forms of life, not just in certain areas. And that's been my experience. And I've never been a plant person. I've never been a plant person. And in my meditation room, I got a whole lot of plants in there. Never, couldn't care less about a plant or a flower. And they just amaze me. Trees and all kind of stuff. So that's coming from experience. That's my opinion, based on my experience, that that love and excitement and passion and childlikeness will just carry over to all forms of life. But yeah, so if you're not living a balanced life, the physical and the spiritual, then you're playing yourself. You're cheating yourself out of life. You're robbing yourself, because your experience here is temporary, and there's so much you could be experiencing that you're missing out on. And we don't experience things with our eyes and our human senses. Like, to really experience something, you have to experience it on a deeper level than that. You experience it, I don't know really how to say it. I'm going to say it like this. You experience it in your soul. Right? You experience it just deep on the inside. And that's a whole different level of experience. And to try to explain what I'm saying, just take two people. Right? And one person sees a rainbow in black and white. Right? Which black and white is really like, kind of like black and gray. So, all the colors of the rainbow, all they see is black and gray, or different shades of gray. Right? Nothing special about that, right? Then the other person is looking at that same rainbow, and they can see the rainbow, and it's crisp, like all of its colors are crisp and vivid, like some technology that hasn't even come out yet, like greater than 4K, like a 4K TV, like super crisp and clear and vivid and bright colors. Right? That person is going to experience that rainbow differently than the person that only saw the different shades of gray, or saw the rainbow in black and white. That's what spirituality does to your life. So no matter what type of possessions, in the best case, you accumulate some nice possessions, right? And you form some great relationships with other people, right? And you killing it in all areas, right? You are still only seeing life in black and white, and your experiences you're only experiencing in black and white. Now, it may be a better quality of black and white TV, but it's still black and white, right? It's still a black and white TV. It's not a color TV. It's not a 4K TV, 4K Super Ultra TV, right? That's what spirituality brings to your life. It's balance. You need balance. All city life, all busy life, all stressful life. You never take time to detox, eliminate those toxic wastes. I'm not talking about food you eat. When I say toxic waste, I'm referring to just situations that, maybe stress you out, or the stress itself, the frustration, the anger, the bitterness, the whatever negative or unpleasant feelings you have. This is detox. It's through embracing the spiritual world that you detox from those things. You come back fresh. You heal. You live in power. I could go on a long time, but I am about to wrap this up. I hope you got something out of this. And I hope I explained everything, in an easy to understand way. If I didn't, if you would like me to elaborate on something, or I didn't say something right, or whatever, I jumped off topic and never came back, whatever it is, leave it in the comments, and when I see it, I'll respond. But yep, that's it for now, y'all. This is Kev, your life coach, and I am signing out from somewhere down by the riverside.